Going live, you're live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Marvel's Spider-Man 2 on the PS5. So first of all, thanks to PlayStation for providing a code of the game. I'm a PC guy, but I have a friend of mine that has a PS5. He wanted to borrow it to me, so thanks to him, I can be doing this video. How are you guys doing? So there's no PC version announced like at all, but since we have Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales on PC, I think it'll be a couple of years away, maybe a year and a half being positive about it. So I wanted to check out the graphic settings that we have on the PS5 and try to predict what could be improved. So how's it going, guys? Welcome. Happy Halloween. This is the scariest live stream I did because I'm a PC channel doing a console live stream. But after this, I'll be recording some raw footage to compare against the PC version once it releases. Plus, I'll be able to test performance by doing a separate video with raw footage. That I cannot do that live, unfortunately, and it takes quite a few hours. So yeah, let's get into it. First of all, we are on performance mode without any other thing. This targets 60 FPS and it's between 1080p and 1440p. And so far, what I can notice by looking at it closely is that the ray tracing is very grainy in comparison. Hey, happy Halloween, Rainbow Pintads PVT Ltd. So yeah, there's ray tracing in both modes, even the performance one. But this one feels very good at 6 FPS, very smooth. So before starting the actual test, let's see which is the best balance. So far, while moving through the city, I'm noticing some grain around the edges. So definitely I wouldn't say it's native 1440p. It's between, again, 1080p and 1440p. But it seems to be closer to below 1440p. Also, the upscaling appears to be the Insomniac Games temporal injection. I noticed those edges. I play with all the upscalers on PC and yeah, definitely not FSR2. Which is a good thing. FSR2 on the Spider-Man games on PC didn't look particularly great. So yeah. Yeah, don't worry guys. This is just to see how it looks on PS5, then try to predict what are the improvements that are coming to the PC version once it releases. Hopefully, again, a year and a half or 2 years away. But at least I'll have footage to compare against, since this PS5 isn't mine. And again, this is a Halloween stream, so there's a PC guy playing on console, the scariest thing ever. So yeah. I mean, I'm not buying a PS5 for one game. I mean, come on. Also, I think it's very far away because we're getting Horizon Forbidden West on early 2024. That's from Nixxes. And I really hope that Spider-Man 2 is ported by Nixxes, not by Iron Galaxy. But seeing that they do all the Insomniac games, that's probably going to be next. So yeah. 4060 equals PS5 GPU, you have a 5600, 16 gigs of RAM. No, it should be faster. Definitely. Although I recommend having an NVMe drive, if you can, especially for games that take advantage of that. Unfortunately, as of right now, there's very few games that do that, so yeah. Alright, so that's the performance mode. Definitely not 1440p. I see it a little bit blurrier than that. It feels closer to 1080p, honestly. At least for what I can see with the naked eye. Also, the screen space, the ray tracing is a bit grainy as well. Reminds me of the... yeah, there's also some screen space reflections at the side of the building. What really scares me about a PC version is that the PS5 doesn't have a non-ray tracing mode. So hopefully on PC we get screen space reflections as an option. Otherwise, most of the PCs from today won't be able to run it, so yeah. 7600 or 6750 XT. I'm not sure which one has more VRAM. If it's the 6750, I will go for that one. Mira, John Wick, yo te diría agrega un SSD SATA de 1 tera y ya está. Si puedes poner un NVMe, golazo, pero cualquiera de los dos queda bien. No, I didn't buy a PS5. This is a friend's PS5. The slim one is not out yet. This is the fat PS5, to say it in some way. So yeah, let me get back to a side of the building to see those reflections. Okay, some popping of the textures. Alright, not sure if you guys can see that. But there is graininess on the ray tracing. Whoa, Spider-Man, stop moving, Jesus. You have to look closely though. Usually you're flying away. So yeah. Let's see the 30 FPS mode. Hopefully I don't puke while doing that. But the 6 FPS mode looks okay. Let's see Fidelity mode. This one scares me. Scares me because I've been playing at 60 for a few minutes. Okay.
Craven's really going after everyone. Not even Black Cat is safe.
Dynamic 4K, and this should be between 4K and 1440p. This is a 4K monitor, by the way. And this is 30 FPS. What are upcoming PS5 ports to PC? Well, we have Horizon Forbidden West. Oh my god. Ugh. It looks horrible at 30, oh my god. Oh, but the reflections are way better. Definitely. And man, it looks so sharp now. But moving the camera at 30, Jesus, my eyes. God dang it. PC ruined my eyes for 30 FPS. Yeah, guys, don't use this mode. I can still see some aliasing on Spider-Man's body, around his body. So yeah, definitely Insomniac's upscaler. Man, yeah, not the 30 FPS mode. My advice would be to do the 40 FPS mode. Exactly, Electric Pichu. No, I didn't get a PS5, it's a friend's PS5, but thanks to PlayStation for providing a code of the game. I have a contact now for them to provide me PC ports, hopefully a day before they release. But in the meantime, since there's no new PC stuff until early 2024 with Horizon Forbidden West, they were like, you can request PS5 games as well. Okay, I'll borrow a PS5 from a friend and do some early coverage of Spider-Man 2. And have some thoughts on the modes plus what we would see on the PC version, hopefully. Again, not officially announced or anything, but it's clearly going to happen. I mean, come on. It's just probably a year and a half away, being positive about it. But don't play at 30 FPS. We have a 40 FPS mode, yeah. But there is a big thing with the 40 FPS mode. The issue with it is that you need to have a 120 Hz display. Mine is 120 Hz, but if you don't have one, you are not able to play at 40 FPS. So to play at 40 FPS, you need to use Fidelity, and on VRR, select Smoothed. This will lock the game to 40, but it will also decrease the resolution a bit, so keep that in mind. Then we also can uncap the frame rate, but it really isn't very different. It feels almost the same to me. It feels more variable, basically. So this is Fidelity Mode, Dynamic 4K, 40 FPS. Which again, the big drawback is that you need a 120 Hz display to be able to play at 40, which is a huge issue in my opinion. But hey, what can you do? So yeah, my friend will get free Spider-Man 2. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was like, hey man, can I borrow your PS5? Sony is offering me Spider-Man 2. Yeah, sure. And he accepted very Very happily. Oh yeah, this is way better. Yeah, guys, this is the way to play the game. Resolution is lower, I can definitely notice that, so it's probably closer to 1440p than 4K. The other one was sharper than this, definitely, especially when looking into the distance. But 40s versus 30s is night and day. I don't know how only 10 FPS feels that much better. It's not as smooth as 60, but with the Steam Deck I learned to appreciate 40 FPS, so this is great. Yeah, and you also keep the full ray tracing settings and the draw distance and all that. Yeah, definitely the way to go. You're using a PS5 on a 1080p 144 240Hz monitor. Well, the good thing is that you can play at 120 at least. Fixed now? Okay. Yeah, Uncapped is also good for VRR displays. Yeah, I agree. The thing is, the VRR doesn't work when I'm... What's the name of this? When I'm connected to my capture card, unfortunately. I don't have a VRR capable capture card. But the thing that I noticed is that it can hover between 60 and 40. Indoors it was usually 60 with uncapped frame rates. But I'll talk about that further in my frame rate analysis video that I'll be doing soon. I'll need some time because I have to do raw footage plus frame analysis with some software. It takes a while, but it'll be worth it. Especially the uncapped version that hopefully I could test. So anyway, we found the best one. The best one is definitely Fidelity Mode. That feels, again, with the 120Hz mode with smooth as an option, is 40 FPS. Although you need a 120Hz display, otherwise don't play at 30, at least in my opinion. You get worse ray tracing in performance mode. But man, at 30 destroys your eyes, I don't know. Especially after playing this at 60, it's night and day. But this is a great balance. So yeah. Anyway, let's go to the main menu and start the game from scratch so we don't have any spoilers, and I have something to show you. How works RT on this game? I mean, it looks very similar to a mix between medium and high on the PC version, on the Spider-Man Remastered PC version. Let me change the settings very quickly. This is streaming mode, yeah. And on visuals, we keep it like this, okay? I think this is the best way to play it. 60 looks great, but it's lower resolution and ray tracing is pared back. And the 40 FPS mode, which is activated like this, requires a 120Hz display, which sucks, really. I wish everybody could access this. Motion blur off, film grain off, thank you for putting those settings, chromatic aberration off, and that's it, let's go in. Hey, Hadian, performance mode looked really good on my TV. Well, do you have a 1080p TV or a 4K TV? My thinking process is that the ray tracing is pared back in performance mode, not only for GPU reasons, I think it's also CPU reasons, because when I pushed ray tracing to the highest on Miles Morales or Spider-Man 1 Remastered, my CPU suffered significantly. There's more rays, and the higher the resolution, the more rays are being drawn as well.
Take me out.
So yeah, I'm guessing it's also a CPU thing. But it looks very similar to medium to high ray tracing in the previous games, on PC at least. What I'm not sure if it has ray trace shadows. It probably does, but I didn't notice. Cannot really verify as of yet. Yeah, it loaded way faster. Yeah, it's significantly faster than the previous one. I don't know how they did that.
I will never.
Yeah, I mean, 30 FPS in this game, I think is a disservice to the game. But again, it's 4K. The thing is, when playing at 40 FPS, you're sacrificing the resolution further to hit 40s. And what's the issue with that? Well, you get closer to 1440p instead of closer to 4K. Looks a little bit softer, but you're not going to notice. Is it true that Alan Wake 2 does not work on Steam Deck? It's true, I tried it, didn't work. It didn't even launch. Okay, I can skip cinematics now, good. Oh, it is 4K? Well, I mean, it depends on the distance. Remember that I'm arm's length away from a 4K monitor, so it's 27 inches monitor. I noticed some screen space reflections there. But we're going to skip to avoid spoilers. This is the start of the game. And hang on, I'm going to turn off the controller audio so it doesn't bother you guys. You miss the subway scenes? Same. I wish those were optional. But it was a clever idea from them. I mean, it's like minigames in loading screens. Bandai Namco made those trademark, so those are copyrighted. You cannot put minigames on games anymore without paying Bandai Namco. But I miss those. Those were fun things from loading screens. Very creative ways to make people not get bored. But this loads so fast. I mean, it's ridiculous. Why you dislike motion blur and film grain so much? Film grain, I know, it just bothers me. It removes clarity from the game. Motion blur, I'm okay with it. But for the live stream purposes, it doesn't look great because there's more detail on the image. So you need more bitrate for it to look good. So to avoid macro blocking, I better turn it off. Some games do it well, some others don't. This one, I wish it had a motion blur intensity option like the previous game, but it doesn't. So it's either motion blur on or off, there's no in between. I also noticed that the volumetrics here, there is some, but they're kind of pixelated. The shadows done to the sand. Although this is, well, there's smart billboarding going on here. These are flat textures. That's pretty funny. So as I was saying, when... Oh, I need to return to the mission. My bad. But I see the billboard in there. Smart. So when there's volumetrics, I see that they are pretty soft. Well, not soft. They have hard edges when there's shadows on top of them. Reminds me of the medium preset on Resident Evil 3 remake on PC. Yeah, Bandai has a copyright on that. Yeah, that's why, guys. When was the last time you saw a minigame in a loading screen of any game? It's been a while. I mean, yeah, games now load faster, but yeah, that was copyrighted. First time Spider-Man 2. I played it yesterday just to get a feel for the game and have better gameplay on screen. So yeah, I haven't played it before. Only yesterday a little bit. But after playing, one thing that I'm glad about is that the first game's gameplay really transfers to this one. But the dust is definitely mostly billboarding, and when there's particles I'm noticing some graininess close to the camera. It's probably the upscaling. Yeah, there's a mix of billboarding and particles. But it makes sense that at a distance they use billboarding. Otherwise there will be way too much to render, but still. The thing that I notice the most is the graininess when there's particles closer to the camera. But you have to be looking very close, really. Again, remember, I'm arm's length away from the screen. Yeah, this game uses more SSD than Ratchet and Clank, yeah. Which, that game had amazing use of SSD. I wish more games took advantage of that. The thing is, we're just now starting to have PS5 and Xbox Series only games. So yeah. That's probably why SSD support for games has been pretty limited. So I'm happy to see games taking advantage of SSDs now. So like Ratchet and Clank, do you think SSD is required? Yeah, I think it will be. I don't think it will be required, but it will make the game play worse. because you can move very fast through the map, even at the start of the game. And, well, the loading screens will be longer, which is fine. I mean, it's the usual. The thing is, how will it affect traversal of the game? Will the game just freeze in place? That's the main question. It will be fun to try it on a hard drive though. I think that will be an interesting test when the game lands on PC. Hopefully soon. And by soon I mean 1.5 years to 2 years. That'll go pretty fast. At that time we'll probably have better computers also. And thank you so much Spencer Walker for 21 for the $5 donation. He says, I can get Alan Wake 2 with a 4070, considering the free game it will be 470 freedom dollars. Should I buy it or wait for Black Friday? So you mean, if I understood correctly, you're buying a 4070, but the free game will be Alan Wake 2? If that's the case, yeah, sure, go for it. It's a great game for the 4070. I have the 4070 Ti, but the 4070 Ti I've been able to even do path tracing. If it has 12 gigs of VRAM, it should be okay. You also have frame generation, so if you don't mind using frame generation, well, if you're targeting 60, if you have 30 FPS and enable frame generation, you'll feel very, very unresponsive. So yeah, if you're interested in some light ray tracing, it's pretty good. What's the resolution of your display? On our Ratchet & Clank works better on hard drives, have some patches. Yeah, probably 2025, but who knows? I mean, they already have more experience with the engine. The people from Nexus. Also, I'm guessing Nexus is the one doing the PC port. So yeah, it's all speculation from my part. What I'm not sure is that if this game has ray trace lighting, like ray trace shadows. We'll check that after this part. And thank you so much, Electric Pichu. Nice, 6 point nice. Israeli shekels. I'm sorry, I forgot the name. Donation. He says, imagine using a hard drive in 2023. Like SSDs are so cheap. I agree. Some people just do not have a lot of space. So they have like a 256 gig SSD, I'm guessing. Oh, I forgot to hit him. So they want to put big games on a 1 terabyte hard drive. I kind of understand that. But at the same time, yeah, I agree with that. The thing is, more options is always good, as long as it doesn't affect the game experience. So if it doesn't make the experience worse for everyone, it should be fine. It's a 4K TV. Oh, okay. At 4K, ray tracing will be difficult, so if you plan on doing ray tracing and don't mind playing at 30s with DLSS at 4K, it should be fine. But if you want 60s, just disable ray tracing. Shouldn't be an issue. And also, plus you get a free game. Otherwise, what's the alternative to the 470 for you? But in Black Friday, it should be much cheaper, I guess. I'm not from the US, so I'm not entirely sure on how much GPUs drop at that time, especially being the newest generation. It doesn't use RT shadows? Okay, I imagine so. Well, that's the first thing I would expect from the PC version. Ray trace shadows, and hopefully higher resolution reflections. Okay, here we go. Hey, Hiro. No, I wouldn't say. I mean, the HDD, if you install games to them and your main drive is SSD, I think it's a valid option. The thing is, I mean, you should be able to get a 1 terabyte SSD pretty cheap nowadays. It doesn't even need to be an NVMe drive. Path tracing for PC. Well, if this game had path tracing on PC, it would be awesome. I don't think they will though. I don't know, it's probably such a big endeavor, and in a game that you move so fast, path tracing is probably out of the picture right now, but who knows? If it's an experimental feature, I'm all in for it. That would be interesting. And I'm sorry guys, the alert doesn't show up.
I just wanted to live normal, like everyone else.
It looks so slow. I mean, remember that this is a boss fight at the start of the game. Also remember that this is at 40 FPS. By the way, I tried it at 30 at the start of the stream. Man, it was horrible. Don't play this game at 30, please. Do yourself a favor. Play either at 60 with the performance mode or at 40 if you have 120 Hz display. Unfortunately, that's needed for the 40 FPS mode. Yeah, Nixes does amazing work, so they might be able to pull it off, but in such a fast-paced game, I don't know how they will do it, especially when you fly around so quickly. I don't know, also the CPU will cry horribly bad if you're doing path racing like that. Even Alan Wake 2, that is a game where you actually jog a little and walk. Path racing is very taxing. Imagine in a game where you move very fast. Do you prefer Spider-Man 1 in terms of art style? Autumn weather goes hard. I agree. Was hard. I agree. Good point. Now what I noticed is that it's a different art style, but it's pretty faithful to the original when you're not in the middle of this sand part. This is the start of the game. When it's the afternoon, it actually looks pretty good. Although I really did like the winter vibe of Miles Morales. What I'm noticing though, despite being in Fidelity Mode, is that the sand particles that the enemies shoot at me, when they hit me, like those, look a bit pixelated. I'm guessing that's the upscaling. That would be nice to have on PC once, well, DLSS is probably going to be there. So yeah, DLSS will clean it up for sure. Is your 4070 Ti a 3-slot one? Let me check very quickly. It's 2 slots, but it's as thick as a 3-slot card, so pretend it's 3 slots on the inside, on the outside is 2 slots. But it occupies a lot of space. It would be interesting to see what they add to Horizon Forbidden West. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, what's weird for me in Horizon Forbidden West, at least on PS4, the main game is on PS4, but the expansion is only on PS5, which was odd. But they seem to add some volumetric clouds there. Not sure why they couldn't remove them for PS4. Maybe marketing. Usually marketing is the main reason for everything. I don't know, it's weird. So it'll be interesting to see how that translates to the base game. By the way guys, did you know if Forbidden West has ray tracing on PS5? I have no clue. Only Inno3D has 2 slots 4070 Ti. Yeah, I don't know why they make such junky heatsinks. I mean, with very low fan speeds on that dual fan card that is actually triple fan. Sorry, dual slot card that is actually triple slot. I don't know why they use those heatsinks, because it runs at 60 degrees at 50% fan speed. So I think they're going overkill with the heatsinks on the 40 series cards. Maybe it's a way to make case manufacturers more money, maybe. Okay, that's not shaded, what the hell. That piece of... yeah, here they change... whoa, some artifacts. Interesting. Okay, I already noticed a couple minor artifacts. That was weird.
Did we do it?
Alright. Yeah, probably reuse the 4080 and 4090 heatsinks. Yeah, those cards really do need those heatsinks, so... You heard Forbidden West DLC is not on PS4 because of the boss fight using too much geometry. Well, makes sense. Can you imagine? That thing was on... The expansion was on PS4 and then the end boss fight was a cutscene on PS4. Okay. Sandman into the distance in this shot doesn't look good in my opinion. I don't know, it doesn't look like he's shaded properly. Okay, now that I'm closer it looks better. That starting shot wasn't great. Okay, now he does look grounded, finally. Okay, no ray tracing in Horizon. Well, that's the first thing I would like to see. A Decima engine game with ray tracing would be awesome. But who knows how the rasterized performance will be on PC. But if it runs on PS4, it should be fine on PC. Okay, too much on the boss fight, plus clouds and all the poor and hopefully the poor PS4. Yeah. This game looks a bit bland as compared to the original one. Well, let's get to the open world and we'll see. Because this looks very different, because it's basically a sandstorm at a road in the middle of New York. But I do notice some sacrifices for the sake of being a bigger game. Okay, finally Spider-Man again. Also, one thing that I'm noticing, probably you guys did as well, the city filled with sand doesn't look more complex than the normal city. There's no cars around. I mean, they were smart about this level, this initial level, because they showed the city, but they can simplify it quite a bit by adding sand everywhere. You have no pedestrians, no cars. So yeah, they were smart about it. That's probably why they can put so many particles around. Those volumetrics. Man, imagine doing a second revision in a big part of the city for only for the first level. Insane amount of work. Isn't adding RT reflections pretty hard for a game that wasn't developed with RT in mind? Maybe it was developed with RT in mind beforehand, but they couldn't do it because PS4, that will make it much more work to just do a PS5 version. But that's just a guess. Maybe they never did ray tracing on the Decima engine. Do you think PS4 could have handled it if it had a better CPU and SSD? If it had a better CPU and SSD, it wouldn't be a PS4. But I'm guessing it will be at a very low resolution. It will be a very big hit to resolution, definitely. But I wish the PS4 had an SSD. Imagine the games we have nowadays that take advantage of SSDs if the PS4 had one from the start. But it was a very long time ago. What was it, like 2012, 2013? Or 2014? I don't remember exactly when it came out. Ray tracing on Horizon Forbidden West on PC is highly unlikely. I hope we are wrong in that. Wow, that looks good. I'm sorry, some cinematics I cannot skip. The game doesn't allow me. Alright. How does the PS5 controller feel? Well, I'm using my own PS5 controller that I use on my computer, so I didn't have to use my friend's PlayStation controller. It feels good. I've always found it very comfortable, larger than the PS4 controller, so it fits better in my hands. Then, okay, then the travel for the triggers, I'm not a big fan. It gets bothersome after a while. And well, the vibration is pretty impressive actually. When I hit an enemy with a steel pipe and he blocks me, it does like it feels like you're hitting a metal. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, Arkham Knight looks amazing. Even to this day. I hope the rumors are true that there's an update coming to PC with the new Switch release. But I'm still waiting here. How tall are you, by the way? I'm 6 feet tall. So I can date. Yeah, SSDs were very expensive at the time. They got way cheaper in like 2015, 2016. That's when they started dropping in price. Okay, see guys, now we got better particles close to the camera, but we're not actually fighting the big sand guy.
You seeing this?
Yeah, I mean, considering today's PC ports, the price of the PS5, in my opinion, is worth it if you don't mind
Hold on a sec, Miles.
the expensive games, because they take longer to be on a sale in comparison to PC, which is the biggest drawback, at least in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, you cannot build a PC right now that can run the games like on PS5, unfortunately. That seems to be long gone, at least for now. I mean, once Nvidia and AMD drop prices for GPUs, good luck. Maybe we can get there. But as of right now, price to performance is the way to go. But you're sacrificing other things. As an example from me, I really like modding games. For example, to skip logos, to do random stuff once I finish the game.
Marco, what got into you?
So yeah,
There they are.
I don't know. I just like the amount of options we get on PC. If you don't care about that, the console makes more sense. Just for a price standpoint. What I really hate is that you have to pay to play online. It's not a big issue for me because I don't play online in general. Yes, on PC some Call of Duty from time to time. But you have to pay to play online. It's ridiculous. That's a scam.
On it, Chief.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting married. That's very old school. But my girlfriend has been with me for 8 years already, since 2015. So yeah, marriage is just a paper. One thing that I'm missing though from Spider-Man Remastered on PC and Miles Morales is the FOV slider. Spider-Man just looks huge on the screen here. I miss that FOV slider. So that's another improvement that we could get on the PC version, the FOV slider. Also, some texture quality improvements would be nice, for the sand especially.
Yes, I checked with the head guy. Super nice. Seemed excited about helping.
Sometimes it looks a little pixelated. I mean the sand. Maybe some extra depth to the sand would be nice. It looks a little flat, but it's everywhere in the game, so kind of makes sense that they sacrifice that.
Tell me what to do. You still got that 3D printer built into your web shooters, right?
If these games come to PC, what are your thoughts on the expected requirements? I mean, since this game skips PS4, and the PS5 is usually like 3060 or 2070 Super, I'm guessing maybe if it does have support from non-ray tracing cards, for example, instead of ray trace reflections we get screen space, I think 1660 should be able to play it at 1080p with upscaling. But hey, that's just my brain thinking about it. Because the resolution is still pretty high on the performance mode. And then Anakin's biggest weakness. Whoops. Okay. Neat. Maybe 3 years? No, 3 years I think is a little bit too much. I'm guessing 1.5 years to 2 years max.
Reports should start coming in any minute.
If we're lucky, 1.5 years, which would be the end of 2024, maybe early 2025. But in the meantime, since PS5 is getting The Last of Us 2 remastered apparently, which is hilarious because that game looks amazing, that probably means that we're getting a PC version of The Last of Us Part 2 as well. Well, another thing before the game asks me to open the skill tree, the draw distance of the shadows and the ambient occlusion will be nice. A nice improvement on the PC version. Looking at this, of course. As an example. What else do we have? Ray trace shadows for this would be awesome. I think it will really help. Yeah, the draw distance is a bit poor sometimes. Anyway, let's play on the performance mode for a bit. We have to restart the checkpoint, but that's okay. We can handle it. And what else? Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, that mod, Alun, is one of the biggest ones for most people. So yeah, as long as people are happy. That's what's important. I mean, do whatever you want in the game, basically. That's what I like. So this is 60 FPS. So the resolution will be closer to 1080p, basically. And well, already I can see the decrease in visuals for the resolution. If you see into the distance, it's more obvious. Again, depends on how far away you are from the screen. In this part is more noticeable because there's particles of sand flying in front of the camera. So that doesn't help. But I can definitely see the extra softness to the image. Is it unplayable? No, it looks great still. Again, remember that I'm zooming in into a monitor, so I have arm lengths away. And I'm usually trained to see these things, so yeah. Neat. Have you checked Avatar system requirements? They came out yesterday. Oh no, I haven't. I'll check them later. Are they super high? By the way, the Avatar game seems to be Far Cry with the Avatar franchise. Which is okay. I mean, it looked interesting, but I just expect Far Cry on Pandora, basically. Are you able to put yourself an benchmarking mode, benchmarking off mode while playing games, or you get distracted by pixel peeping? Well, I can actually do that. What I do is actually a very practical thing. Since I work in this room every day, my work is remote and I don't work, there's no office in my company. What I do is I just grab the PS5 in this case, move it to my television. It's a 1080p TV on my living room. I sit on the couch and I forget about benchmarking eyes. Sometimes if it's a very obvious flaw or something, I notice it. But the thing is, I also do QA on the company I'm at right now on VR, so I notice things even more nowadays. Which is a blessing and a curse. The blessing is that I can see a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. The drawback is that you notice some defects on images that, well, most people do not notice. So yeah, I can do that as long as I'm outside of the place where I work. Another example is I stream my PC's screen to my Steam Deck and I play outside of my PC's room. So I play, for example, Alan Wake 2 Path Trace at 720p on the Steam Deck, but it's streamed from my computer.
More of them coming.
So I'm outside of that room, I don't have to look at frame rates, I don't have to pixel peep, nothing. That's basically my way to do it. Took a while to notice though, because in the past I couldn't get out of that mindset. You work remote too? Awesome. Hope you're having a great day then. Interesting, the menus seem to be at 30 FPS. What is the best budget VR headset? Quest 2, without a doubt. You can connect it to your computer, you can do PC VR at a great quality. So I think it's the best of both worlds. Although I tried the Quest 3, and man, with those pancake lenses it has, it looks so much clearer, it's ridiculous. But it's a good time to buy the Quest 2 because the Quest 3 released, so yeah. If you want to do VR, Quest 2 is the way to go. There's some exclusive games on there, which, well, look pixelated because it's a mobile device. But if you connect it to your PC, you can even do 120Hz VR on the Quest 2 with the Quest Link. I played Half-Life Alyx at 120 and it looks very, very smooth. So yeah, favorite superhero game? I would say the Batman Arkham games. I mean, I like a lot of games. I would say my favorite is Batman Arkham Knight, I would say, and Arkham City. I tried to 100% those games. Oh, let's see the Spider-Man swap. Have you tried the Zero Web Fly Assist mode? Oh no, I haven't. What is that? Let's change to Miles. Okay, black screen. There we go. It was fast, but it wasn't like in the trailer. And thanks again, Electric Pichu, for the 15 Israeli currency. Thank you so much. He says, by the way, I promise that if GTA 6 doesn't get announced this month, I'm gonna donate, and sadly Rockstar is making GTA 5 online instead of giving us something sad. Well, thanks again for the donation. I appreciate it a lot. I'm sad that GTA 6 wasn't announced. That sucks. But when it releases, it will be amazing, I'm pretty sure. So again, thanks for the donation. But guys, don't get into the hype of, oh yeah, they're going to announce GTA 6. It's the classic clickbaity video or poster, whatever, that people do 20-minute videos analyzing a Twitter post that is obviously fake. But I get it. The hype is real. Who doesn't know GTA? Even my parents know what GTA is. Imagine, I met my girlfriend and I asked her, hey, do you play games? Oh yeah, I love Hitman and GTA San Andreas. And I was like, what? You played San Andreas? Everybody knows GTA. So it's a way to get traffic. Just imagine, if you on Twitter have monetization on, you make a lot of money by doing fake leaks of GTA 6.
Okay, I'm here.
I mean, let's be honest.
There should be a launcher somewhere around there. I don't see anything that looks like a launcher.
Yeah, Rockstar will keep milking us, without a doubt. Huh, interesting. Okay, not sure if you guys notice, but this reflection... Look at the geometry in this reflection. That's supposed to be rounded. This looks like a rock. Yeah, I can see the LODs being limited. This is maybe the performance mode. Oh my god. Yeah, the shimmering on the distance is very noticeable, at least for me. I noticed it before, but now it's more noticeable than ever. Maybe because I played more, and I see some, how to say it, over sharpened edges into the distance. Maybe that's an artistic choice, I don't know. But this geometry here is hilarious. 100 million consoles, no GTA 6. Yeah. Let's see if with the quality, with the fidelity mode, targeting 40, we get proper reflection there. And that we're here. It'll restart the checkpoint, but that's fine. We can still see this area. Fidelity. Okay. So this is Fidelity. Dynamic 4K. 1440p to 4K basically. And again, unfortunately for this, you need a 120 Hz display, but that's fine. Scammer Hodder YouTubers talking about GTA 6. Oh my, yeah, I never heard about that before. I remember when the PS4 came out, people were already doing fake leaks of GTA 6. It's nothing new. It's been here since the beginning. Okay, this looks significantly better. Now that I played more of the performance mode, there's no reason not to play it at 40 unless you have, well, to play it at performance mode. There's no reason to play at performance mode unless you don't have a 120 Hz display. It looks so much better, the edges. Let's see how the reflections go, but the edges are way better. Without a doubt. Oh, web assist to 0. Sorry. I forgot about that. Oh, it's on 10. I didn't know that this existed. Fall damage. There's fall damage? I want to see this. Hang on. Before, let's see the reflection.
Okay, I'm here. There should be a launcher somewhere around there.
Yeah, the reflection is still incorrect. At least it's a higher resolution reflection. Yeah, not as noisy. Well, see, this is one thing, I don't know if this is a bug, but this is one thing that the PC version could fix. The draw distance of the ray tracing. So instead of being this rock, it will be this rounded edge. Again, a minor nitpick, but still, this is one thing that could improve it significantly. The PS5 is closer to a 2060 Super and in raster and 2070 Super in RT. Well, yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of there, yeah. Jusant released today. What is that? Never heard about it before. That is a bug or PS5 limit hardware? I don't know. I'm guessing it's a PS5. It's a settings thing. Because on the previous game, the geometry detail on the ray trace reflections was limited. So this is one way to improve performance in the previous game on PC, to lower the draw distance of the geometry in the reflections. So this is a big thing that the PC could fix. We're going to check that out here as well. Let's see the side of the building. Yeah, and this reflection is not that obvious. It looks correct. But these are things that are very far into the distance. No 100 million consoles, no GTA 6. I've seen the chat for GTA 6. Do you want people in the US fighting themselves in California for PS5
Get it now.
and Xbox consoles? Nah, I'm good. It will happen eventually.
Friendly relay network drone.
Cannot wait for GTA 6 on Nintendo Switch. How's the game so far? Is it good? Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with the game. I was expecting something different, but this feels more of the same from the previous games, which is what I wanted, but with improvements to the mobility, improvements to the skills, now 2 characters instead of 1. I mean, for the little that I played of it, it feels like an improved version of the previous games, which I'm all in for. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So hopefully I can finish it in less than 2 weeks, so I return the PS5 because my friend wants it back.
New crime report. I see it. On my way.
Note that I got a code for Spider-Man from Sony. Thanks again PlayStation for the code. My friend can also play Spider-Man 2. That was the payment. Giving him a chance to play Spider-Man 2.
Boys said Spider-Man was at the gun club.
Spider-Man Remastered was a bit over-sharpened when upscalers were enabled. Okay, even if the sharpness was set to 0. Then it makes sense. It's like the previous game. Hopefully we got a mod for that once the PC version releases. I'm still in the tutorial mode. Well, the city's still not open for me yet, so kinda makes sense. What I do like about this approach of if it ain't broke, don't fix it, about this game, again, it feels like more of the same in that regard, with improvements of quality of life and skills and all that, is that my muscle memory from the previous games is still here. I'm playing on the highest, on the second highest difficulty, and I never died. At least not yet. This is still the tutorial, but yeah. I can do cool stuff. Okay, a stutter there, interesting. It's been a while since I saw stutter in a PlayStation 5 game. It's only one though. In this hour that I've been playing, I've only seen one stutter. Man, PC gaming needs to fix stuttering. Sony gave you a free code. Yeah, they gave me a code for Spider-Man 2. I also told them I'm doing a comparison versus the PC version when that inevitably releases. They told me that they didn't announce... Oh, there's a parry button. Oh, that's new. See, this is what I was talking about. They have improvements, but it feels like more of the same. That's a nice addition. Whoops. I'm almost dying now. What I said about not dying... Well... Nice cake, by the way. 40 FPS in this game seems like 24. Have you even played this game at 30? I did when the live stream started, and man, it was a slideshow. Trust me, 40s in this game is okay. Maybe it doesn't translate well on the live stream because it's a 60 Hz capture card. But trust me, it feels just as smooth as when I play at 40 FPS on the Steam Deck. That's basically the game that let me know that 40 FPS is worthy of your attention. They should give us Bloodborne for PC. Yeah, man, I want Bloodborne on PC. ASAP. We need it. Although the fact that Bloodborne doesn't have a PS5 improvement tells you how much they care about Bloodborne. We'll have to wait for PS4 emulation, I guess. Instead of doing this, I can do the cool jump.
This will help a lot of people. Thanks, Miles. Let's hit these last requests and get back to school.
There we go. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, this feels like the previous games, but with better gameplay so far. And more variety, because we have two characters with different skill trees.
A crystal? I'll check it out.
I would say though the biggest improvement is the lighting. On the visuals, I mean. And the draw distance and all that. And I love that I can swing very fast. This game got a lot of hate though for being a safe sequel. I don't understand those comments from the safe sequel thing. It's not a bad thing. It's funny because if this game didn't change a lot, people would say, oh no, they tried something different. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if they make it a safe sequel, quote unquote, people say, oh no, it's a safe sequel. They should have tried something different. So you're never going to make anybody happy. So I think they did a good call on this one. At least for the little that I played. I like that they actually chose to stick to their guns and do something similar to the previous ones. Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's when usually games die, when you change too many things that people liked. Have you played Alan Wake 2 since the live stream? Yes, I played it. I'm loving it. I hated it a bit on the live stream in the first 1 or 2 hours of gameplay because it was too slow. I was expecting more combat. But then combat started to happen. I played the Alan Wake sections and I'm in love. It's an amazing game. So yeah, I'm happy to report I'm loving Alan Wake 2. I'll keep playing it once I finish Spider-Man 2, but that's the next one in my list, definitely. Great game.
Okay, Marco.
Yeah, people will be critiquing everything for no reason. Just because they're critics doesn't mean they always have to say bad things. But if you say bad things, you're going to have more attention. That's why. So it's like what happens with my eyes, being a person that looks at graphics a lot and critiques graphics to say, well, critiques, analyzes graphics on YouTube as an example. I'll be always noticing things, but that doesn't mean I have to say bad things about visuals to gain attention. I will gain more attention if I said bad things, but it wouldn't be realistic.
Yankee, is Mrs. Sumida still there?
So yeah, it's just being critical for... being negatively critical for attention, basically. I think God of War Ragnarok will have similar system requirements to God of War 2018, maybe a tiny bit higher. I played God of War Ragnarok on my friend's house, on this same PlayStation, and it looked good, but I didn't see a huge bump over God of War 1, at least in my opinion. On PS5 we had 60 FPS and all that, but I don't know. It still looked like a PS4 game, God of War Ragnarok. I love that the game still's teaching me how to play. Yeah, this is awesome. The vibration on the controller when I hit the guy with the bat made like a metallic pipe noise. That was weird. It was like actually hitting a metal pipe. What the hell? I'm all for that. Yeah, it's a cross-gen game. That's why on this one I'm expecting much higher system requirements. This one is not on PS4, so maybe it started live as a PS4 game, who knows?
Let's check on that person in the limo.
But God of War Ragnarok is clearly a cross-gen title. On the other hand, critics also play a lot of games. They need something new for a game to stand out. Yeah, that's one of the big things. I mean, if you do something in a repetitive way for too long, you're gonna get tired of it. That's how the brain works. So, yeah, it's normal, but at the same time, they should recognize that that's a bias that they have. Because if you play a lot of games, you're going to notice a pattern that every game will follow. So yeah, the bumpy system requirement will mostly be CPU development. Oh, you mean in this game? Or in the other one? Or in God of War? The UI colors look off in this game. Yeah, that's something I noticed in the trailer. And I agree. The UI looks a little bit too saturated in color. Usually when the game tells you to press triangle to swing, to web zip into somebody. Yeah, Horizon is also a cross-gen game, but it does have a PS5 exclusive expansion. So yeah. He was talking about God of War. Oh, you mean Spider-Man? Yeah, yeah. On the CPU, it will be definitely a big jump in requirements. Started lagging like crazy.
Thanks, Miles.
No problem.
So I'm back. How are you guys doing? So as I was saying, I think once the PC version releases, the CPU requirements will definitely be much higher, especially with the faster movement. But at the same time, the CPU requirements will be higher as well because there's more reflective surfaces. And also indoors the lighting is way better. So yeah. Captain America's Frisbee. I wonder where the Avengers are in this universe. The worst photo ever. I think one of the visual improvements in the game is that they got rid of the stylized design. It still has sort of that look, but not as aggressive. You can notice that in the colors of the suit. They changed the suit to be a bit more colorful. The other game seems to have like more contrasted colors. I'm guessing they tried to ground themselves more in reality, maybe. This looks a bit more saturated, but the UI looks significantly more saturated. I don't know what they did there. I don't know what's up today, but the stream sometimes lags really hard. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, I think it's maybe the internet. Let me try something. Yeah, I don't know why it was dropping frames. Maybe, well, it's raining very, very hard right now. So maybe my internet doesn't like rain. Yeah, the Avengers have been delisted in this universe, I guess. Spider-Man is always going to have a hard time being in a game with the Avengers. They managed to put him in the same movie as the Avengers, but then the games are still, well, that's probably because Spider-Man is a Sony property. So as I was saying, the game looks more saturated than the previous one. The UI looks way too colorful, it's distracting. But the suits themselves were also redesigned. They look more, yeah, more colorful, basically. And Miles is gliding in the air. Funny. It's 30 degrees in there. Well, I'm in South America. So yeah, we're in the southern hemisphere. And we have... we're transitioning into summer, but not really. It feels more like a mix of winter and summer. Oh, I can glide over the water. What the hell? That's cool. They nailed nighttime though. I haven't tried nighttime. But that's usually how you can benchmark the visuals of a game. Nighttime is very difficult to pull off. To look properly, I mean. Because you have multiple light sources. Yeah, that UI is very distracting. When the triangle button shows up, it's like they know that I'm going to miss that QTE or something.
Chalk one up for the good guys.
Okay, let's continue. I'm wishing for nighttime soon. Oh, there we go. A clean suit. It's even more saturated in colors. Okay. Now they allow you to do more colors, cool. I'm personally a fan of the original. See, you also have the suit from the previous game. Not sure if you guys notice, but the older suit is less saturated in color. The new suit is very, very red and blue. This is more, yeah, less saturated. Still looks good, but you can see that as an aesthetic difference from the main game. Basically, the main game was less colorful. The new game is much more colorful. Let's see on Miles. Okay, they changed the suit a bit, but it's darker now. And the red is a little bit more saturated. Interesting. Yeah, although Miles Morales looked more saturated than Spider-Man Remastered. There's a lot of suits though. Although I like sticking... What is this? I like sticking to the base suits. Just personal preference. This looks awesome though. I like the muscles. The classic suit that looks out of place now after playing with this. The game doesn't have microtransactions, I hope. Well, if you pay for the deluxe edition, you get the extra suits early. And you get extra skill points early. So you're basically cheating at the beginning of the game. But you can turn those off. Wow, this one looks weird. Apocalyptic suit. And this is basically Assassin's Creed. Okay, now this is Batman. Look at this, I'm Batman. Nice texture on the cape though. Let's see, let's be Batman. This game really makes you feel like Batman.
Hey, MJ.
Hey, I'm headed to your place to drop.
Let's see once I start gliding.
Back door unlocked.
Oh, I wish the cape extended like Batman.
This morning. I'll just meet you there.
Okay, cool. You and Miles get back to school, okay?
Yep.
Quite a first day for you. Hopefully tomorrow will be quieter.
I am sure it will be. See you in a bit.
Yeah, Moon Knight. Yeah, that's also another one.
It's worse than getting fired. Telling your girlfriend.
Yeah, they gave me the deluxe edition, but I always say to the publishers, please send this. I always say very explicitly, could you please provide the standard edition of XYZ game? And they never send you the standard edition. They always send you either the deluxe edition or the ultimate edition. And I get it, it's fine, whatever. You can see all the content in the game. But I do not need the more expensive edition. It's pointless. But I guess that's so people give better reviews. I don't know. I don't like that. I just need the base game. I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's unnecessary. It looks very much like Spider-Man Miles and Spider-Man 1. Yep.
Can't let them get away.
Yeah, I mean, it looks very similar, but the map is bigger. I see way more vegetation, now that I'm looking at it closer. And you can move way faster on the map. And the lighting is more detailed as well. I do also like that they added lots of reflective surfaces that the previous game didn't have. So yeah. On PC, I think the biggest thing would be ray trace ray trace shadows, first of all. Then the draw distance of the reflections should be improved. I don't think they'll put level illumination on this on the PC as a ray tracing option. Okay, let me load my other save. The other thing I would like to see is well, there will be an FOV slider, definitely. But what really bothers me is that the motion blur doesn't have it's not a slider like in the previous game. So you cannot choose the amount of motion blur. You gotta stick with it on or off. Okay, this is on nighttime. It definitely looks better.
Not even Black Cat is safe.
And I also noticed just now, the buildings have way more geometry. I just noticed that. Before this, I've been playing Spider-Man Remastered. Yeah, I see more detail. Oh, and there's people inside the buildings as well. They look kind of weird though. It's funny though that there's a door on this place, but on the other side, sometimes it doesn't match. Pretty cool though. There's no people inside buildings. Thoughts on PS5 Slim? I think it's a scam. I mean, it's nice that it's a smaller console. That's always welcome. But I think it's a scam in the price if you want the disc version. If you buy the PS5 Slim with the disc version, I mean, it's fine. The thing is, it's more expensive to buy the disc version separate with... if you buy the version without the disc, it will be more expensive if you add a disc later, a disc reader. But I think the price is a scam because it didn't lower in price at all. Usually when they release a slim console, it's cheaper because less materials, easier to manufacture. But they don't have a need to do so because it's still selling like hotcakes. So I think it's a scam because of the price. But it's still a PS5, so it's just smaller. So yeah, one of the things, again, I would like to see on the PC version, better draw distance of reflections. Then the shadows to be ray traced, especially for the Sandman part. I think it would be nice if those particles produce shadows, man. It looks pretty good. Pretty happy with it so far. I don't know which other ray tracing technique they would add. Path tracing, I'm pretty sure it won't happen because look at how fast you're moving around. Imagine the GPU and CPU crying when you're doing this. Some sort of path tracing even in the interiors. Oh, you mean this? Yeah, but this is some trickery to make it look like a room, but it's not. It was used in the previous game. But here it's better because there's people. It really sells the illusion that the buildings have people inside of them. But what I'm noticing the most again is the geometry at the side of the buildings. It's much more detailed. Yeah, it's my friend's PS5, don't worry. I won't be testing PS5 again until Spider-Man 2 happens on PC and I can do some comparisons. So yeah, my advice for you on this game, if you have a PS5 and want to play it, feels more of the same, which is a good thing. I really loved Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales. It just has, well, more characters, so 2 characters, more suits, more abilities. You move way faster through the city. And yeah, if you like the previous games, you're going to like this one. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if we get a PC version, I'm hoping for, first of all, better reflections on the ray tracing side, especially draw distance, ray trace shadows, and hopefully, please, Nixxes be doing the port, nobody else. Nixxes has been doing all the Insomnia games ports, so this one should be no different. Also, would like to see better texture quality for the water surface at a distance, and at draw distance in general. I mean, this dome isn't that far away, and there's some texture popping from time to time. So those small details will be the things I like to see. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. My advice, if you have 120 Hz display, play on Fidelity Mode on the smooth VRR mode. That will give you 40 FPS, looks way better than 30 in motion. It's between 1440p and 4K, more towards 1440p, at least in my opinion. Then in Fidelity Mode, 30 FPS looks horrible with 30 FPS, in my opinion. I don't know, it feels incorrect. You move so fast that it looks weird. And then the performance mode is closer to 1080p, it's between 1080p and 1440p. But again, closer to 1080p, at least that's what my eyes tell me. And it's 6 FPS, but you can notice a shimmer into the distance and worse reflections. And some reflections are missing as well, especially on cars and all that. And it also affects the draw distance of geometry. So again, my advice, play on Fidelity Mode with 40 FPS. But you need a 120 Hz display, so it should look like this. Otherwise, play on performance, and it will be 60, but you'll be sacrificing visuals. Mostly resolution and... oh man, but it looks so much smoother at 60. Jesus. So if you're playing on a television instead of a monitor, performance mode. It's ridiculously smooth. Yeah, the Fist Shelter, it did drop frames in Spider-Man Remastered, but you're not actually fighting in there, so I don't think it's a fair point of comparison. Anyway guys, that's it for now. Yeah, the same person on the windows, yeah, that happens. Same with the rooms. Okay, that guy over there. No, it's another guy, but sometimes it can repeat itself. It seems pretty random. Yeah, so far it's been different people, but you can definitely find repeated assets, especially the rooms. Hi there. Anyway guys, I gotta go. I have a hard stop due to work, so I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. My first PlayStation live stream. Hopefully once we get the PC version, we get all the improvements that I mentioned a moment ago. But so far, more of the same, which is a good thing, because the previous games were awesome. Safe sequel, whatever. It's a great game. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So yeah. Also, the menu seems to be locked to 30 for some reason, which not a big deal. So thanks for watching. Again, thanks to PlayStation for providing a code. And I'll see you guys next time with RoboCop, hopefully tomorrow or the day after. And we'll be shooting some people in the face. So, bye guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, for Forbidden West, I'm going to compare it PS5 versus PC once it comes out. So, stay tuned for that at the beginning of the year, of the next year. Thanks guys, see you next time, hope you enjoyed something different. Bye guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks. Good luck to you guys too.